Ladies and gentlemen, that was Sherma. Always a pleasure when I hear her voice. Hope somewhere out there you have a nice hot cup of tea and are nice and cozy, and I welcome you back to part 24 of my full platinum walkthrough for Hollow Knight Silksong. My name is Absoulem, and welcome to the final chapter of this long, winding journey that we find ourselves on, that is playthrough 1. I hope that you're feeling nice and relaxed, stress-free, because about halfway through this video, you're going to want to throw your controller at the wall over a simple little minigame hosted by a smug flea. And I just wanted to start off on a nice, soothing note to make sure that you are nice and relaxed, because, all right, screw this. Because about halfway through this video, you're going to hate this, okay? I'm sorry, this chapter is going to be difficult, guys. There's nothing about this chapter that's easy. This is the finale, and we are not holding punches today, guys, okay? We have Verdania. We've got the upper cradle. We've got, I don't know, the final boss. We've also got the flea mini-games, which are somehow the real boss of this game. I'm not really sure what they were thinking with flea dodge, but hey, it's in the game, and we have to complete it. We're also going to be doing some other various things in this world, and it should be a fun finale, but it is quite the job, so let's not waste any more time and get started with, of course, our foreshadowing quote for the final chapter of our first playthrough, which is going to be, "The person that sets out and finishes a journey is not the same person as the one who began it." So anyways, I don't know what that freaking means, but let's just get started. We left off here in the bench of Verdania. Somehow the coolest name in the game, I think. Verdania! Let's go over here. This is where the Green Prince is. Somewhere over here. Being all weird and crybaby, you know? Freaking loser. Anyways, just so you guys, in case you aren't aware, we're at 220 for the enemies. That is important. We're going to be getting almost all of them in Verdania. You need to kill at least one of these enemies in this area. If you don't at least kill one, it won't count. But if you do at least one and you beat the boss, it will auto-fill out the entire journal. I love that update whenever they did that. So nice and easy. You should have all 3 hearts, and now we are working on the 4th secret heart. That's what this guy is. So let's go ahead and speak to him. And now we can play our Needle-in. This is the down arrow and the Needle-in button. This area doesn't have a bench, so if you die, you come back to where we're at. And we're just running our basic loadout, nothing new. This will be the final, I don't know what to call these, I guess like memories. But yeah, there's a look at my loadout that I'm running. Obviously, the compass is probably not the key item here, but, you know, feel it out. I'm sure, you know what, if you don't at this point know what works for you, then, you know, I don't know. You should have a loadout that works for you. All right, so the Green Prince is going to be bouncing around this world. You just talk to him. You don't have to, I don't think. But yeah, there's our first enemy. It's going to be from this little block all the way to the end here. So we have a lot of enemies in this little small area. So I'll show you how to kill those guys in case you didn't catch what I just did. You can also just go back and forth. See how like they're there? I can go back. That guy's there. So you want to get these guys, get at least 1 kill on these guys. I run, and then as soon as they start moving, I then dash with my claw line, and then you should get at least 1 leaf glider. Okay, so make sure you get at least 1 kill. And then we're going to activate that by punching it. We're going to go to the right. Kill that boy. And then, yeah. So basically to activate the boss, we need to collect, I'm going to call them light energies, or light orbs. I'm workshopping the name, but anyways, you have to do it in the order, and it is on a timer. Ooh, we barely got it. But yeah, if you do it correctly, you'll see off in the corner of your screen, like it goes somewhere, and it like clearly activates something. Also, another good indicator, guys, you might not have thought of this, but the fucking thing will go away, okay? So that's usually a good indicator that you've done it all. But yeah, do that. And now we are going to go up. Oh, probably have to. You can also just hit that again. You don't have to wait for it to go away, and it'll reset the. So head to the right here. Now these guys are annoying, but they're not the most annoying enemy in this area. But get him. So far you should have the Escallion. Escallion? No, I actually like Escallion. You should have the Pendra, the Leaf Roller, and the Leaf Glider so far. This is our next enemy, by the way. So I'm just going to get one kill here. I'm going to use my claw line. You do have to, unfortunately, wait for it to come back. Eventually, it'll work, though. Oh, I did that. You know what? I did really good, actually. Okay, you know what? All right, game. That's cool. These are by far the most annoying ones in the world. It's like 4 or 5 hits, if I remember. You can also push the lily pad nearby so you can stand. It's probably the smart idea. You know, and make sure you miss all your hits, too. That's also key. Make sure when you're filming your walkthrough, whenever you film yours, to miss everything. Did I just make it not spawn because I put it too far? Oh, that's crazy. There we go. I mean, as you can see, it's pretty simple. Just have to mess up all the time, and eventually it'll work. Alright, so the top corner. Unfortunately, there's no map, so I can't really show you like where we're at. But basically, from where we spawned, you go all the way to the right, hit the statue, and now we're going up on. There's 2 paths from like where you start. You can go up into the left or up into the right. So we went hard right, and now we're going up into the right. So, you know, that's where we're at. These are basically like the silk. This is a really cool area. I actually really like it. But here's our green prince once again. Alright, so this is probably one of my favorite puzzle rooms in the game. I really like how it's laid out, where you're kind of like, surely that's not how I'm supposed to do it, right? But it ends up being the way you think. So we're going to float and land on the dragon and get his kill. That is the Pendragor, or as I call it, the dragons. So now you should have those enemies, plus the Nufar. And we're going to be activating this in this room. So you have to find 3 fountains to activate this, and they're all hidden. So the first one's going to be nice and hidden right here on the right side. Step on the pedestal. Wow. Alright, now we're going to kill this dragon. Alright. And then this is a little bit tricky, but there's a couple paths you can go from here. Okay, awesome. Alright, so up on the wall here, and we'll have to drop down and do it again. I don't think I'm able to... Well, maybe, actually. Yeah, no, I didn't get the activation. Alright. It's okay. So, once we have that second one, we can now work our way again. Then we're gonna go. Okay. That was lucky, I'm not gonna lie. But top left corner. That'll be the third one. And if you'd like, you can kill this dragon. This one stole our beads in a different life, so don't feel bad. Now we're going to head back to the middle, wherever that is. I'm thinking right here. Oh, nice. And now we're going to activate that. I really like the puzzle of that room, like having to find the fountains and the traversal it takes. It's not too crazy hard, but I wish they would do more of those in these games. A lot of them, it's like an obstacle course to get something, but it's not really like a puzzle. I think they could really lean into that. But it's nice to actually see them trying new things in this game, like the roguelike element of the mist. I thought that was cool. So grab all the light sources there. But yeah, you can tell that they've tried different things. Like they had the roguelike of the mist, where it's just infinite loops, and then they had the different mini games, you know, trying out the sprinting and the flea games and all that. There's some other things I'm forgetting right now, but I like that they're trying new elements to this game to see what works. Did you see that, buddy? All right. Good. Good talk. Good talk. Not much of a speaker, it looks like. All right, so now we're going to go up. And just ignore that left path for now. We're going to go get another light statue. This one's a little tricky, but just appreciate the four-leaf clovers in the background. They are pretty cool looking. So this one you want to just kind of drop, and then you're going to have to be really quick. It is trickier than it might have looked right there, but if you drop, if you can, just try to free fall. If not, this last one becomes kind of tough to get. All right. Okay. Now we're going this way. Okay. Good. Glad that worked out. Glad that I didn't mess that up. Alright, so let's see. We can get a room up here really quick while we're just here. So just go in this little house. And there is a new enemy type in here. Alright, I'll probably have to start over on that. There's no way I get it in time. Alright, so the thing you're hitting is right here. Alright, there we go. So far you should have done that statue in the very beginning. You should have done the fountain thing that we worked on. And then there's this thing. And then there's the other statue in the top right corner that we did right before this one. Don't go that way. This is for the boss up there. The final boss. There's two bosses in this world. One I wouldn't say gimmick fight, but it's definitely like not hard. It's just really annoying. Alright. I'm feeling good with half health. That's good. These guys are by far my most, like, I hated enemies in this area. If they would just stand still, you know, it wouldn't be that bad. Oh, I almost had the combo. Okay, loving it. Oh my gosh. Let's go. Perfect. That couldn't have gone any smoother, if you ask me. Actually, I think that... Wait, I'm getting word that that was the perfect run? That actually reminds me, the walkthrough is getting popular enough on the front end. Like, a lot of people are done playing their first playthrough, and now they're checking out the beginning. And I've noticed, and it's a good indication when you're on YouTube, the more popular something gets, when you start getting, like, hate comments for no reason, it's like your indication. It's like, oh shit, we're getting popular. So I've started getting hate comments that are like nitpicking the way I play, and I think it's hilarious. They're gonna have to try a lot harder to compete with the Call of Duty community that I'm part of. Those people are the most toxic. But yeah, come over here, and there is a shortcut. But it just reminded me because one of the criticisms was like, does he ever heal? It's like, bro, I would if I could. Anyways, yeah, break that. That just goes back to the spawn. So now we've seen everything. And if you're wondering like what this room is, that goes to where we went. It's just, there's nothing there. It's just enemies. But we've already fought them in the lockdown, so you don't need to get those enemies. Perfect. Let's go ahead and just try that again with a full health bar. Maybe I should read the hate comments. All right, so going up. Oh, and by the way, our enemies should be at this point. So we should have everything except for these two slots right here after that lockdown. So let's start, let's see. I know we're gonna go left. I just wanna make sure, did we get everything? Yeah, okay. Let me double check. Okay, cool. Let's start by going low, and then we'll go up to that other one. This is kind of a little foreshadow of what the boss is going to look like, the smaller boss, where they just zip around like that. I don't know why, but this area reminds me of the elves in God of War, like that like world they lived in Ragnarok. When you go to like the jungle world. Okay, getting these guys to go on the ground is your best bet. There we go. All right, so boom, nailed it. All right, now we're gonna go up to that next floor up. This one's got a few secrets to it, this room. So right here, this is where we dropped in after the lockdown right here. So now we're gonna go left. Get some silk or whatever the hell you call that. All right, there's our next enemy. There we go. That's the clover stag. And we have the pale stag and the clover dancers that are left. But all in due time. All right, so we've seen that. So over here is a hidden room. So right here at the bottom left corner. Head over here. And what do you know? It's a statue. Okay. Okay, cool. It's almost like they perfectly timed it to make sure it was the exact time that you didn't. Yeah, I moved that lily pad now. Maybe that's the best play. There we go. Alright, so do that in the secret room. Now come up here, and there's a breakable wall right here. And this one's another little puzzle, so you can tell that whoever designed Verdania was a fan of the puzzle solution rooms. So move the lily pad over here. You can either do this or just jump up. I don't know why I was being extra about it. There we go. Alright, once you're up here, we can dash up and then immediately dash over, and you're going to start to see these white feathers. Just catching up to my notes real quick. The green prince is going to be in here as well, right there, but kill the enemies first. Wow, what enemies? Oh, maybe I have to hit the statue. Yeah, okay, so they seem to spawn in, I guess, once you hit it. Alright, anyways. Whoa. Oh, maybe he just was, like, all the way at the end. Either way, kill whatever's in this room. And then talk to the boy. Alright. Really enlightening right there. And then here's the pale stag. That's what we're about to fight here in a moment. Alright. So this boss is easy. It's just more annoying. But just avoid the light rings and just keep hitting the boss. Just try to dodge everything. If you're lucky, you'll get like one hit. And there's more rings and they go faster the further you get, in case you didn't see that coming. Okay, love that my nails didn't do anything. Ow. Oh, I tried to thread the needle there. Oh, I was one away. There we go. You wouldn't want to die. Oh, you did. All right, thank you. And then make sure you grab the light orbs. All right. Cool stuff. And then this is just going to loop back around to where we did the lockdown. If you remember. So this is where we did the lockdown. Alright, so if you want, you could die just to get full health back if you want. We'll see how I'm doing. But when you're ready, come up here. Watch out for that enemy. He'll want to follow you up. And make your way up to this lovely home. which is the Green Prince's home. But first, drop down, and there is some lore right here. This is giving you some backstory on the Green Prince. If you remember the cogwork dancers, you know, that we fought, the guys that were like synchronized. This fight is pretty much the same as that, except his missing brother is now, you know, gone. But it works the same way. It's just slightly different. Instead of the when they would fuse and then it would like go all over the room, this time it's like 2 tornadoes that turn in a line. That one you're probably gonna get hit on almost every time unless you just happen to be in the right spot. You can dodge it, but it's very difficult. And again, this is optional. If you don't want to kill the guy, you don't have to, but I'm leaving no leaf unturned. You see what I did there? We're in the leaf. All right, whatever. Also, you're going to want to have done all of the enemies. So here's everything. So if you don't have at least one of these, like, don't kill the boss yet. I would die and then have at least one of everything. But you'll see that our journal is clearly not done. But once I beat this slot right here, which is the Green Prince, I will unlock the full journal. But if you haven't gotten at least one, don't worry about it. So we're only targeting the Green Prince, but you got to watch out for the other one. So here's the tornado. If you can get lucky, you'll find the right spot, like so, but it's not easy. It's not hard, but now it's like one at a time, just like it was before. Oh, I couldn't get away. Oh, I picked the best spot right there. Ow. Uh-oh. Oh my goodness, I got lucky. Why? All right. It's not that hard, honestly. Yeah, that tornado attack is the only one that I could consider being like kind of annoying because it really is based on just where you're at in the arena. But, you know, the cogwork dancers, same fight, but, you know, you had 2 of them that you had to, like, constantly watch out for. And then also, you know, there was, like, what, 3 or 4 phases to that. So this one's kind of just more sad, if anything. But go ahead and pick up his heart. At least he's not crying about it. I'll give him that. He has no more tears left. But, yeah, you see the cogwork dancer and him. They're all together, so... kind of a sad but sweet type of melodramatic death here. Like, I suppose he's like the prince of the realm. Again, I'm just making up this lore. I know it's somewhat accurate, but I didn't read all the lore. I know it's a cool story. I just haven't really spent the time to fully get it. But still pretty cool to see that work together. All right, now we are going to travel to Shellwood. We're going to continue Seth's journey. And this is where a lot of you are going to, and after a couple things, you guys are going to hate me. And I'm sorry. I'm really, really sorry. Also, we'll take a quick peek at the journal so you guys can see what that looks like. So you'll see that now my entire journal entries are complete as long as I got 1 of each. And we are at 231 of 235. So we are only missing these 4 right here. Which we will get. There's one in a memory, and the other 3 are in a secret area that we'll get to later. All right, where am I? Oh yeah, okay. I was like, why did I go here? So we spoke to Seth in Greymoor, like right where we were at in Verdania. If you didn't speak to him, he's just to the left of Craw Lake, and between like where that bench is and Craw Lake's icon, he's in that room between them. So if you didn't speak to him, that's where he's at, or should be if you've been doing his quest. Again, we had to beat him for one of the hearts, the pollen heart. We had to beat him because he was guarding that. Once you beat him, you speak to him in the boss arena, like after you've reset the world, and then you speak to him in Greymoor, and now we're in Shellwood. And I don't know if you guys know the backstory on Seth, but there's a real life person. I would have to look into it, but I know it's somebody that I want to say was diagnosed with cancer or something, and this was his NPC that they put in the game. It's something like that. Somebody could probably put in the comments the full scope of it, but I know that this character is tied to like somebody in real life, that they just put his cool character in there. So we love Seth. Too bad I'm gonna hate him in a moment because he sets the high score in the fucking games, and we hate him for that. But otherwise, great guy, great dude. But anyways, now we are going to travel. We're gonna go to the Blasted Steps. Hell, I'll just run back. We're not that far. Over here trying to fast travel. Now that we have a fast travel, I'm getting greedy. I'm like 2 rooms over. That was about the same time. Alright, Blasted Steps. And we're gonna go right for the Grand Gate. Oh, I thread the needle so good right there. That felt good. That felt like I knew what I was doing, finally. And then here is Seth's last location. Alright, I also want to point out that this boy has left the like Shellwood area, went to Greymoor, went back to Shellwood, then went up to the Grand Gate, and he never really covered much distance. I just think it's funny that he's like, I've traveled the realm. It's like, buddy, you've been to like 2 Bellway stations, and now he's gonna head up to the Putrefied Ducks, like on the top right corner. This is funny to me. Okay, so now we need to fast travel back and go to the Putrefied Ducks. And this is where some of your guys are going to stop playing. So, Putrefied Ducks. I'm not exaggerating when I say that Flea Dodge is the final boss of Silksong, okay? I had a harder time with that than I did with the final boss. So, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I would just brace yourselves. Again, I will stress that this is not mandatory unless you want to 100% like just absolutely have everything. This is not required. Let me go. This is not required for the 100%. So, but if you want to be cool and all, this is a thing. So we went all the way across, somehow make it across that whole area, and you should be right here, where the Flea Festival is going on. So we're gonna rest up here, and then Seth is all nice and smug.
That's fine.
Just when we were starting to like this boy, now, you know what? Actually, he's the only NPC that hasn't tried to sleep with us. So, you know, there's something there. But I just don't like how he's like, I wonder if I could score a little higher if I even tried. Meanwhile, I'm over here like throwing my controller at the ground like, I don't know. You can try out different crests. I'm going to use the Wanderer one, but I have, in testing, I tried every crest. I tried different, you know, different tools to maybe like for example, if you put on the, I believe it's Beast. Let me double check. No, it's the Shaman one or the Witch one, either one. But you see how like if I swing, I stand in place, and if I needed to like, there was 2 fleas coming at me and I needed to go between them, I could hit that and stay in place. Instead of like the Wanderer crest, you can't hover. So I figured like you have the double jump and then you also have that and you could stay in the air a little bit longer. If you're really like getting finesse with it, I could see that being a useful tool, but it's not that big of a deal to me because it's kind of just RNG. Now the other 2 games aren't too bad, but you'll see that Seth here set a reasonably good score for jungle and for bounce, and then he just went off in dodge for no reason. So we have to beat the high score on all 3 games, just like we did for the Wish. And I'm sorry, guys. You're going to beat the other 2, and then you're going to get to dodge, and then you're going to contemplate, like, if you even wanted the 100%er. I'm just letting you know now. It's not easy. It's RNG, and I promise you, if you really want it, you will get it. But this is for a memento, which are those things that we put in our home. I'm going to be showing you all the mementos in this chapter, as well as the main storyline, as well as the final couple items that are needed for the 100%. Because you see we're at 99, so we're working on the main mission, but this and a lot of stuff we do in this chapter is going to be for the mementos. Only a couple of them are needed, like the Hunter Journal. You get one for completing the Hunter Journal. So there's some that are needed, and I'll tell you the ones that are not in case you're just like, I don't care. This is one of the ones that's not needed, but it looks cool, and you can display it in your home, so why not? Let's just start off with a nice, easier one. Compete in a flea bounce. Shoot. Shoot, I haven't flea bounced since 96. Swore off of it, I did. See, I was all-state champ 3 years in a row. That is until my big accident. Tore one of the ligaments in my 8 spider legs, I did, in front of everybody I knew. Next morning, the whole town was talking about it. I think I overheard some of them call it the last bounce. I never did get to go pro after that. Some said I had what it took. They really believed in me. And hell, I reckon I believed them at the time. Others say I already was pro. But I think they were just being kind, trying to cheer up a heartbroken little boy. Because all I knew for sure is that I wasn't going to bounce anymore. No more bouncing for me. So I had to find a new path. But that is, until fate brought me right back to the putrefied ducks for one last bounce. When I got here, I reckon I thought this was going to be one little stop in my long journey of saving the world of pharloom. But it turns out it's just to beat the high score of a guy that's dying from cancer in the real world. And I'm just having a petty back and forth exchange. But I guess fate's silly like that, and who am I to question it? All I know is it's bouncing time. If only Pa could see me now. Look, Pa, I'm bouncing. Jesus, where's the fleas? I can't keep that up. I'm sorry, guys. Let's go! 70, let's go. What the hell was I even talking about during that? That was stupid. My backstory is I'm a professional flea bouncer who got injured. Is that what I'm going with? All right, so we got Hornet on the bounce. Now it's time to go get Juggle. Ushka Mitri. Whatever the hell. All right, what's our backstory? Let's see. We were already the injured athlete. Let's go with a divorced guy who's just pathetic now. That sounds good. Let's see. You guys ever believe in love? Love's a beautiful thing. Some say it's the key to happiness. It's what life's all about. I agree. I think love, they say it's like a give and take. Gotta give, gotta sacrifice, and you get this beautiful thing called love out of it. And I used to think that whenever I met Susan. Susan and I had such a beautiful life. And I used to tell her love is like juggling. It's a lot like juggling. You gotta keep everything in your life and their life together. Keep it all in the air. Keep it all in the same circle. Nice and organized, like even when gravity tries to bring you down. Life's always gonna try to bring you down, but it's through the power of love that you keep going back around in that juggling circle. But then one day Susan left me. And I guess I reckon I never wanted to juggle. But here I am trying to teach the secrets of life on this stage, but nobody's listening. Alright, that one got sad. I don't have much more to that. It's hard to freestyle a monologue while also setting a high score, so that's just gonna have to do. Oh my god, get off the... I got stuck. Alright, come on. Actually, I think this one's my favorite game. It's just tough because sometimes I fall off the stage like I did just a minute ago. If you fall off, you fail, but it's like, you can get snagged on it, basically, is what I'm trying to say. And it, like, makes it where you can't dash to the other side, but... My least favorite part about this game is when they go off the stage and you have to, like, hit them off the side. Alright, we're almost there. I don't know why the special ones aren't worth, like, 2. Alright, 5 more. Alright, just gotta score 1. Alright, let's go. Fail. You can set the high score as much as you want. Doesn't really matter. I'm curious if, like, that'll become a thing online, like what the high score is. But see, we have the 2 categories. Everything's going pretty well, I would say. Juggle and bounce. We've gone through a divorce and a washed-up athlete, so now it's time for the real challenge, which is the final boss of this game called Flea Dodge. All right, so I'm gonna give some advice here. You are gonna want to stay on the edges of the platform. You are also, anytime a new platform shows up, it's most likely the one that's gonna stay up, so you'll wanna make it your way to that one. That'll help you. Anytime a diagonal one goes at you, instead of jumping like to the left, like if it's going from the top left to the bottom right, go above it, so go to the top right corner. So whatever direction the diagonal one's going in, go to that side in the upper corner. If it's coming in from the top right and it's going down to the bottom left, you're gonna go to the top left, and so on. You're always gonna wanna basically think of it as you going above the flea, not below. If you go above it, it's gonna set you up to not get hit immediately afterwards. Whereas if you go below, most of the time this game follows up with other fleas and you'll get hit more often than you expect to. So that's one thing, staying on the edge of the platform and also moving to the new platforms quickly is gonna be a big key in this. Also, don't forget your claw line and dash ability and pogo. Just because you get hit does not mean that you're down and out. So if one is going straight down the screen and you're about to fall off the platform, you can always claw line into that flea and it'll knock you back up. So always kind of never panic and just like try your best to use all your abilities to get back up on the platform. And if you can do all that and consistently reach like 70, then you have the skill to make it to 96. It's just going to be luck from 70 to 96, okay? So if you're struggling, make sure you can reach 70, 80 range every time, and then I promise you eventually one of those ones will just hit and you'll get lucky. So try not to get too frustrated. All right, guys, so the thing about this game is I am totally fucking over it, all right? I'm having a great time, but I am over it now, and it better be this run because I am done with this. I'm about ready to uninstall, but not this time. This is the one. This is going to be the one, guys. This is it. I'm dodging these fleas like they're bills, and it's the first of the month. So ain't nobody touching this spider. All right, this is the one. I'm locking in. Around 40 or 50, I'm going to shut up and lock in totally because I think it's been an hour and I have still, the highest I've gotten is 91. It was all I could do to beat this on my practice runs. Now I'm having to do it all over again. I was silly to think that I had a better chance this time because I'd already done it. Nope. I wish you the best of luck in your game. This is the one though. All right, I'm going rogue. Radio silence. Let's fucking go! Oh, we did it! Let's go for 100. High score's 114, I think, in the world right now. Let me back! I need to break the 114 record. Oh my god, no, please survive. Survive, let's go! Let's fucking go! Woo! All right, welcome back, guys. I did it. First try, I think. So as you can see, flea dodge is actually a walk in the park. Definitely didn't take me a long time. Anyways, it's the only time in this game that I think I've truly been just like frustrated, you know, like actually upset. But as you can see, it's just an easy game. Let's go ahead and just screenshot this for all the haters. 119, no big deal. Take that, Seth. Take that, Seth. I'm dodging fleas like I'm a dog. All right. So anyways, we did that. Now that we have the high score in all 3 categories, we can go rub it in Seth's face. No, I didn't mean to talk to you, sir. Get away. We have bigger business. Hey, Seth, you fucking sucked at these games, buddy. Hey, guy. Oh, he gave us a friendship memento. Yeah, no, actually, you were pretty cool, Seth. You were pretty cool. I may have to challenge those impressive scores. Yeah, good luck, buddy. Good luck. Anyways, I'm gonna like take just a small break and collect my thoughts here. I'm so happy I not only beat it but set the record. Like, let me know in the comments what your high score is. But the only thing I've seen online is 114. So I'm curious, like, I wonder what the high score actually is. But either way, 119, you guys witnessed it. So what a way to end the Flea Festival here. Okay, so now that we've done that, the more important thing is to get the Guardian's Memento, right? So now that is going to be one of the mementos. And now it's time to come over here. And we're going to finally start the secret mission. So stand right here and then shoot up. And this is going to be tied to the Herald's Wish trophy. So you're going to inspect this. So that's going to activate Passing of the Age, in which case you are going to accept. And this is the like epilogue / the secret ending to the secret ending. So there's that, and All right, now we have to find him around the world. So if you wanted to do it yourself, the way you would do it is look at the on the right there. There's hints at all 7 locations, and you would have to go find that on the map. Fortunately for you guys, I'm just going to take you to each location. But anyways, that's what you would do if you're interested in solving it for yourself. And you could pause this, I suppose, and go try to find all 7 locations. Good luck. It's not impossible, but it's definitely not a given either. But yeah, do that. And yeah, now we're just going to, I wonder if I can travel from here. Oh, okay. I don't know how they managed to get up here, but I'll take that. So now we're going to travel to Bone Bottom. All right, so we are going to go find the Mushroom Herald. This is similar to, and by similar, I mean pretty much the same kind of quest that was in Hollow Knight if you did the secret ending for that. I want to make it very clear. Right now we have all the hearts, right? Do not turn them in just yet, okay? Where the snail is, the snail shamans, don't go turn that in just yet. But before I go and find the mushroom guy, I did want to point out the Covetous Pilgrim in case you were struggling, and I've also seen some of you guys talking about the Elder Pilgrim. So first of all, there's this guy right here, which even if you don't need him, it's still a great source of beads because, we need all the beads we can get at this point in the game, right? But anyways, right here, that doesn't matter. I just wanted to point out there's another cocoon. But right here is a spawn for the Elder Pilgrim. And what you need to do is basically, it's RNG if you get the Elder or the other small ones. But you would come down. Don't go left and turn in the hearts. That's the mushroom. But you would want to do this. You would want to rest at the bench. And then go back. And it's just RNG if it spawns. But it's usually pretty common. But that would spawn an Elder Pilgrim. So if you're struggling for those, that's where you find those. So right here, where you hear the mumbling, we are going to play our needle in. You have to hold it until he's like fully out, and you see the little spark. Very wise words. Very, very wise words, Mr. Mushroom. So now you'll see that the first clue is checked off. So now we're going to go track it down. And I'll quickly show you while we're here what I mean by the resetting the world with the bench. I just know it's more people are struggling with this than I thought. But as you can see, right here is going to be where it spawns. So there's the Elder Pilgrim. So if you are struggling, I would say like 90% of the time you're going to get the Elder Pilgrim to spawn. When I did it and I farmed it, I think like 1 out of every 10 times it's not the Elder Pilgrim, so it's pretty common. So if you are struggling with that, just go reset at the bench and keep running back and forth until you get all of your journal entries. But I think that's the only place at this point in Act 3 that you can get an Elder Pilgrim. But anyways, now take out the guys here. All right, and then you might hear the mumbling above. So right here. I hope you guys are ready for what's coming up when we find all 7. I hope you guys are mentally ready. Of course, if at this point you've already beaten the flea dodge, then nothing's going to be that hard. Not even the final boss. Oh, okay, mister. All right, so now we are going to head over to the far fields. Aver, did you go to sleep on me? You silly goose. I'm so freaking stoked I got the flea thing done. Oh my god. Not only that, but set a PB and what I think might be a really, really respectable score. You have no idea how frustrating that is. And to get it for the walkthrough, that's what makes me happy. Is it's not on my practice runs, it's on the recording run. So, anyways, just deal with me for a second. I'm still excited about that. All right, so we are heading in far fields all the way to the bottom right corner, pretty much. So it's gonna be, yeah, the next one down. Also, there are beads here in case you never got them. Now that we have our abilities, you're able to reach them. I did want to point that out. I know that we're in desperate need of beads for all the items we have left. Like, I don't even know what to do with the beads. It's kind of a shame it doesn't carry over to, like, Steel Soul. I wish they had done New Game Plus in a sense versus just, you know, I don't know. Just would have been nice. If I was doing it, I would say that, wait. Oh yeah, one more. I would say that it'd be cool if, like, in Steel Soul, you could spend your beads. Like, everything carries over, like, New Game Plus. But, you could use your beads to, like, I don't know, like, level up something, maybe. Alright, so come up here. This is right here on the map. We're gonna head to Greymore after this. What sort of wise words do you have, Mr. Mushroom? Oh, okay. Nope. Alright, so we're almost there. Take me to your leader. Alright, so like I said, Greymore. Also, just in case you were curious, I was thinking about it. We're at 231 on the enemies right now. I meant to show that when I was talking about the Covetous Pilgrim and all that, but you should, at this point, the ones that you might have been behind on are the Rhino Grun, the Covetous Pilgrim, or the Elder Pilgrim. But now I think at this point I've shown everything that you could have, so everybody should be caught up if not already. So come right here and just jump up. Let's see. Yeah, let's go this way. Psych. Psych. You hear him? Yeah, these locations they're definitely not easy to find if you don't know where to go. Like the clues make sense once you're there. You're like, oh, I could see why that would make sense. But like you know, for example, that one was well, hang on. It's like up towers spinning near the surgeon spurred. Up towers spinning near the surgeon spurred. It's like, okay, I get that the towers are here and there's the spinning blades and all that, but it's not like, oh yeah, of course the tower in Greymore, you know what I mean? Like, so I think I can fast travel from here. Yeah. I don't like to question how they climb through a floor in a tower. I just accept it for what it is. Alright, so now we're heading over to the slab. We have 2 more locations and then the final one, which is an absolute nightmare. I mean, a bunch of fun. Alright, so we're going in the slab. Once again. And it's going to be where we fought the first Sinner boss. If you remember all those parts ago. So you can either do the dash or you can just climb on the wall like that. use whatever ability you feel like fits the mood. Whoops, wrong one. Alright, so right here. Right outside of the first center boss. Bye. Alright, we have one more spot until things get real. Alright, so don't leave anywhere. We're going to go to Mount Faye at the very, 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 very top. Higher than we've ever been before, am I right? Alright, I know some of you are like, you can zip up to the top with your ability. I mean, yeah, if you don't like fun. But for those people that do want to see what that looks like, here's what it looks like, okay? I don't know every single perfect spot, but I do know, like, a decent way to get up. It's not going to be, like... It's not going to be that much faster, in my opinion, but it's definitely, obviously, a little bit faster. You guys have mentioned it over and over. I personally, I love platforming, so there's a reason I'm, like, not necessarily doing it. But we're going to get our fill of platforming in just a moment. It's right here, I think. It's right this one. I think this is going to be the perfect spot. Oh no, it's the next one I need to worry about. It's the one with the bench. There we go. It's going to be right here. At least I think so. Yeah, look at me. We're going even higher, boys and girls. We're like Cheech and Chong. We're actually going where we got the Fey down cloak. So normally we don't go up this high because we're just going to see the mask maker. So now we're going even more. You might remember this boy. He gave us our Fey down cloak. But here we go. Mr. Mushroom, location 6. Hello, sir. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, that's fair. You did talk a lot. You're right. You're right, Mr. Mushroom. But yep, that's the second to last spot. Now it's time to go to the cradle. So just in case you missed it, there's the bone bottom one, the other bone bottom one, far fields in the very bottom right corner. Then we went up for the 4th spot in the top tower, like where Wisp, Thicket, and Greymoor combine. And then our 5th spot was the slab. In the Sinner's Boss, and then we have the one we're at now, the 6th one, and then the 7th one is going to be in the upper cradle, which is the Path of Pain of 2, I guess. It's not quite as hard as Path of Pain, but in this game so far, it's by far the hardest platforming section. It does require every single ability that you have. However, I'm going to do my best to make it as easy as I can for you guys. But yeah, that's coming up. Whoops, that's not what I wanted to push. There we go. Forgetting all my abilities. Alright, bye, weird bird. Bye. Adios. Alright, we're heading over to Grand Bellway, and then we're going to take that over to the High Halls. Also, we can make a pit stop at First Shrine. And say goodbye to Sherma. Remember this place? This was our home. Now it's all sad and depressing. But there's Sherma. So yeah, make sure, if you haven't, you bought all the items from the shop. There's nothing new here. Just say goodbye to them all. Bye. Alright, Sherma. I didn't want to have to do this, but let's harmonize. Actually, hell, let's put on the tool. You deserve a proper outro, Sherma. You deserve a proper one. You ready? All right, beautiful, beautiful voice, Sherma. Thank you so much for everything you've done and believing in me, and more importantly, you didn't try to sleep with me, and that's the important takeaway of this game. So, anyways, say your goodbyes. Oh, I am so sorry. I didn't mean to threaten her. That's gonna be the last memory she has of us. Great, great. Oh, I should probably take off the tool that I had on. All right. So now we're heading over to the high halls. And you're gonna want to put on the Wanderer crest. I mean, what we have on is completely fine. But this is a platforming area, so definitely the Ascendance grip is required. I would advise the file for health. The injector band is nice, and I guess the rest of it's up to you, but it doesn't really matter. What does matter is you have the Wanderer crest and the Ascendance grip and the health items. The Weave Light's good as well to build up silk. Yeah, I guess that's really all we need. So there we go. There's going to be 3 enemies at the top, so we're going to do a couple things in this area. We're going to be getting the secret ending done, and then we're also going to be, whatchamacallit. Hang on. So we're going to be getting the secret ending done, as well as farming the last 3 enemies, and then we have one more enemy that we'll get in a dream later on. But these are the last 3 world enemies. So come to right here, and we're gonna zip line up. You probably remember this from when we did for the Pale Nail. Same route. We're just gonna go even higher now. And this is what so far what is the Path of Pain. Now, I personally hope that for the DLC, we get a lot harder sections. But for now, for the base game, this is the closest thing that we have. Okay, I guess so, game. I think a really cool feature for the game itself would be to utilize the weather, like Blasted Steps, and the lava, how it rises. Because one thing about the Path of Pain in Hollow Knight was it's really difficult. It's definitely not a given, and you never feel like it's a guaranteed thing. But the thing that you could count on is that it's you don't have to rush. Like, a lot of it's like you can take your time and really set up, wait for the saw blade to get there. And I could see where can I do this? No, okay. I could see where making you run really quick from the lava chasing you or something, I could see where that would add like an entirely new challenge to it. Or like the wind and Blasted Steps making you, you know, making it difficult to zipline or move or whatever, right? All right, so just to be clear, we're still working our way up. We've already done this. But yeah, I don't know. I think if they use the weather and the lava and like the coral in the way that they did for the base game where it chases you out of areas, I think that would be a really good addition to whatever they end up doing for the Path of Pain 2. Because I think at this point the community expects it. And Team Cherry, if you happen to ever hear this, I think in the same way that we expect like the Bellway and like the tropes of your game, the thing that make it unique to you, I think Path of Pain should be like a trope. Like it needs to be a thing that we just expect in a Team Cherry Hollow Knight game. All right, so this is where we got Pale Nails. If for some reason you haven't done that, now is the time to bind right here and pick up the last skill. But now we're gonna go even higher. But I think a cool idea for the Path of Pain would be to, I guess, line up like at the right edge of the big boulder. But the Memoriam area, yeah, like Memoriam, the way that it has all the biomes, I think it'd be cool to utilize the concept like lore-wise to make it make sense. But maybe there's like a catacombs of the Memoriam area, and therefore it allows you to, like, you know, within good faith have an area that has all the biomes, and you can make it really creepy and difficult, you know. But that would give you a way to incorporate all of the environments in one spot. And I would make it to where like the Path of Pain, which is like the catacombs of the Memoriam, we finally got there. And then you could have like a really cool area that involves all the different things, all the enemies, and then just make it extremely difficult, obviously. But then you could utilize in each biome, like when you get to the far fields, maybe there's lava chase that you have to get away from. So, and I don't know. That's just kind of my thoughts for like what would be a cool Path of Pain 2. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, this is the beginning of Silksong's Path of Pain, if you will. Try to keep up. We have 3 enemies we have to get. So just first, we're just going to worry about getting there. So you want to come over to the left. And then to the right. Whoops. It's easier if you're like halfway and you want to jump. Just barely get that lip. For this one, I'd be like right below that vine. Oh. And don't worry about health. As long as you make it, there is a bench, and then there's also ways to get health. So for here, I'm going to try to focus on like where to line up at. Trying to find the perfect spot. So from the very top of this wall, you want to be like halfway up this one. So yeah, if you dash out, like jump out and then use your claw line, and then you can use your double jump to get up there. That'll be easy. So that one's simple. That one's simple. And I'm going to do my best to make this easy because I know not everybody's going to be really good at this game. So I'm going to take this as if you've never done it. And if you haven't done Path of Pain in Hollow Knight, then this is a really dialed back version, but it is tough. And it does use some of the same tropes that one had. This one's more in line with one of the crystal caves in Hollow Knight, in my opinion. All right, so, but in case you've never done something like this hard, I'm going to try to walk you through like what I'm doing button-wise, so it's not just me jumping and you have to replicate it. So we're using the Ascendant script, and then I'm going to basically pogo off of the ball up top. So double jump, pogo, and then back to the wall. And now there's going to be an enemy that spawns in a moment that we can use to farm health as well. But come up here, get to the very top of that wall. You're going to double jump and then cling grip. Now we're going to have to do that where you want to jump, cling grip, double jump, and then grab the wall. So it's like 1, 2, whoops. You don't want to go too far though, that's the problem. But it's like boom, and then boom. So it's kind of like a straight up jump, cling grip, and then a double jump onto the wall. So you're gonna have to like do that over and over for this section, so I would get good at that. So it's like a jump, dash, and then one more jump. All right, same thing. Dash into it, double jump. And now here's the new enemies. So stand in this spot right here. And we're going to open up the Garpids. So you need like 30 of them, but don't worry, it doesn't take very long. And this is a great way to farm health. So get fully healed. And if you're almost dead, you can always backtrack and find this spot. There's a couple places in this route that you can do this. So if you're struggling, like, you know, treat this as a bench in a way. Sorry, I need 7 more. You can see it goes quick. All right, there we go. So now I have the Garpid complete. We have 3 enemies left in the game. So they do kind of chase you through this area, but once you get up to like the new room, like this area, they stop. So if you need a break, you know, just use your your Ascendance grip to just hang out on the wall and you'll be safe. But like, let's say you take on this new section and you get almost dead. You know, feel free to backtrack to this spot and then go farm health again off the Garpids to hopefully make it through. But this is going to be an area where you jump kind of just like this kind of jump. Oh, whoops. So it's going to be from about right here. You want to jump, dash, double jump, and then grab the wall. So that's how it's going to be every time. But it's going to get harder and harder. The walls are going to get smaller. So it's going to be the same thing. You jump, dash, and if you don't make it, that's fine. Just float back down and try again. But you're trying to basically end where like the dash ends right below the wall. So the better you can do at getting up and over, like you don't want to jump straight up. You want to jump like over. You see how I did that? Like where I'm going up. Oh, whoops. Here, I'll do it at a normal speed so it's easier to see. So I'm going like diagonal, dash, and then that, and then up and over, dash, jump. Up and over, dash, jump. Okay? So up and over, dash, jump. Up and over, dash, jump. Damn it. I clicked the wrong direction. If you really want to get into it, you can use the trigger to like launch yourself. That's another way to do that. Just if that's easier for you than the jumping. All right, let me actually do this. I'm trying to like take it slow so you guys get it. All right, now I believe this is where I left off. So we're gonna hit the little ball with your cling grip, and then you're gonna bounce, and then you can grab this wall on the right. You don't have to hit that top one. But let's see. That one's like that. So I don't know if you saw that in good time. I'll do it again. So we're gonna pogo off the thing, which will allow us to reset our double jump basically. And then we're gonna dash and double jump onto the wall. So it's like a double jump up, dash, and then you can jump like normal. Because that way your double jump gets reset. Same thing here, just what we've been doing. Nothing too crazy here. So I floated onto that. Now we can re-up our health again. And then the next new enemy is going to be in this next area. I think it's the next area. If you're wondering, like, the other areas are kind of like a maze. Like, you can go up, but it's nothing but spikes. So you want to come this way. Like, basically to the left. No! Actually, let me drop back down and re-up my health. I don't want to do this next area without a full bar. Yeah, none of those other areas go anywhere. So we're going straight up, and then to the left, and then up again. And now those Garpids will stop spawning at this point. So, alright, let's take it another room. So it's going to be a long jump and then the last double jump up. And this is our new enemy. So what we want to do is just pogo up. Well, hold on. I completely whiffed that. You're basically going to just pogo up and get the... like that. And I'm going to farm them until I'm done, and then, which as you can see... Whoa, hold on. As you can see, I only need 4 in total. So we just need 3 more. And they do respawn pretty quick. I got lucky there. Oh, no. All right, now I am done with the Imoba and the Garpid. And then the other one's at the very, very top. This is the last, like, big room. So it's not that bad, right? I mean, this is like the beginning of Path of Pain and Hollow Knight. So anyways, we're going to pogo off both of those. And then the same thing we've been doing where you jump, dash, jump. And now you're aiming for, like, the top right of the room. But it's not necessarily going to happen that way. Somehow make it up to there. And then you just want to get in that, like, rhythm. This is why we have all of our health that we want. That was a save and a half. All right. So now we are going to jump up into the middle, fall, dash, and then jump. So it's like a 1, boom, boom. Same thing we've been doing, but instead of it being a little bit easier, now like the wall is kind of below us. So we have to fall. So it's like a jump, dash, fall, jump, you know. So it's like a jump, fall, dash, boom. Oh, I couldn't grab it. Oh, all the way back? Really, game? That's... okay. Whatever you say, game. No, I'll wait. Game. Oh my goodness. Oh, I hit it way too early. All right, I'm going to need to farm. All right, I'm going to pause it. I'll catch back up once I'm fully healed. All right, let me try to do this quicker. It's easier if I'm going faster, honestly. But I feel like at this point you should kind of understand what the flow is. Well, well, well. Oh, is it like that then? Not only did he hit me, but then he like bumped me into the wall, which is just disrespectful, to be honest. Oh my god. All right. No, it's fine. Uh-huh. Okay, let's try this again.
Like the double bounce is crazy to me. Like I don't even mess that up. I made one mistake and I get punished twice. All right, this is it. But you're trying to aim for the top right corner, and that's what's tough, in my opinion, because you just can't predict. You can't predict that it's going to end in the top right. So that's, to me, that's the hard part. Cool. Oh my god, I saved it. Ooh. All right, we made it. Let's go. So right here, you're going to find our last location for the secret ending. Hello. All right, so there's the secret lore, and then he's going to take off. We'll see him later on, I imagine. I just have a hunch that we're going to see him later on. Passing of the Age. Now that once that's completed, that will mean that once we've done our ending, we'll get the epilogue. So completing this is tied to a trophy, and then there's the Sister of the Void ending, which is the true ending is called Sister of the Void. We're gonna get that trophy. That's the defeat Lace and save Pharloom, and the Sister of the Void ending. That's those trophies, and then the Herald's Wish, that's what this is. That's the secret ending. So you'll get both of those trophies in the same playthrough. But anyways, go up here. And now there's a new enemy. It's the last normal enemy. But make sure you farm all 10 of these, the Skrills. And it's going to leave just one enemy left in the journal. They respawn, by the way, so it doesn't take very long. Also, I'll point out, there's a cave right here that goes back and forth now, so you don't have to do the whole thing if you don't want to. We need 3 more. All right, there we go. So we are at 234 out of 235. You should be missing 1 more, which is, it's the wing mold. We'll get it in the memory. All right, so what we came up here for was the secret ending to farm the last enemy, but also we got to come over here and stand in this little conch shell or whatever the hell this is, and we're going to play our needle in. You'll see the lore. But more importantly, we get a memento out of this. It's the surface memento. So there we go. You can pick that up. Surface memento. So now that's that one. So we've gotten these two, the Guardian and the Surface, at the moment. So yeah, that's it. So again, farm the enemy. Get Harold's location, the mushroom, Mr. Mushroom. Get his location and get the surface memento. And that should be everything up here in the upper atmosphere of where we're at. We're all the way, we're off the map, literally. So when you're ready, leave this area. And this will put you back at like kind of the bottom, so you can break this shortcut there. And this is back where like the bench was that we were at. All right. I don't think you can actually fast travel from here. I might be wrong. Yeah, no, you're not able to. Okay. That's what I thought. For some reason, they care about the lore when it comes to like, you know, like here, like, oh, they wouldn't be able to get up here. But I'll be like on the top of Mount Faye on a little platform, and it's like, oh no, they're good. So we're going up and out. I wonder, can I teleport from here? Well, hell, that's not where you want to land. I wonder, can you teleport from here? Nope. All right, well, they really locked this whole area down. Oh, I knew they were there, and I still messed it up. Such a long ways down. It doesn't feel like this whenever you're running up. It feels a lot longer when you're coming back down. Surely I can go from here. Yeah. I guess the main map is really the only place you can go from. Once you leave the confines of the world, I guess they can't follow. A shame. Actually, hang on. Yeah, okay. Now's the time to say your goodbyes to anybody that you want to say goodbye to, okay? Because we're not going back. It's okay, it's not like the totally... You can definitely go back, but we're going into the depths of our memory, okay? So we're going into therapy sessions right now. Watch this, I'm gonna land perfectly. Oh, I was one dash away. Okay, let me just double check. Yeah, all right, we're good. We're good to turn in the memory. So we need to speak to these guys, and you want to make sure that you've got the encrusted heart, the pollen heart, the hunter's heart, and then the conjoined heart. Those are the 4 hearts that we need. You only need 3 of them, but if you're trying to be a total 100% completion, you're going to want to have all 4. And you should be at 99% going into this memory. We are going to get the last percentage in this memory. This is the last item that you pick up in the game. This is where we get the last enemy and also the last item. It's like we're really getting to the end of the game now. All right, so once you're ready, sit down on the thing, and it'll take you to a memory. This is a wild section of the game. We're going back to Hollow Knight, boys. Ah! Ah! All right, well, I feel very violated. I'm just going to throw that out there. If there's an HR department, I feel like we were violated, guys. The red memory. So, I'll leave the lore to the experts, but this is basically us reliving our childhood and past. So you're going to see, if you played Hollow Knight, you're going to recognize a lot of the areas, because, you know, we were in Hollow Knight. Hornet was the, you know, as we were playing as the knight, she was still there. Oh, wow, we really had no memory, I guess. Nice. That's funny. The real red memory. The real memory is uninstalling. Well, shit, I hope I have all the stuff. This game I've noticed has been crashing a lot more ever since their like second or third update they had. When they first dropped it, I never crashed, but I mean, how many times you've seen me crash once when we were getting the Wanderer crest, and then that's I think the second time. Damn, I can't even check my inventory. But anyways, I've crashed like 5 or 6 times on my practice runs, but only twice, thankfully, for the actual run. Oh, by the way, I'm doing this the hard way. You don't have to pogo. I know that we're not used to the downward dash, so just use your cling grip. But yeah, what I was saying is you're going to see a lot of the areas from Hollow Knight because we're reliving our past. And what I think is cool is the last enemy that we need for the journal of this game is the Path of Pain enemies that you saw in Hollow Knight. And I thought that was a cool little nod to like the finale of that game. And also tying in the different areas. Because Hornet was there. She was our lover from afar that tried to kill us multiple times. Was she a silk bender? It's a wee hornet. It's a baby hornet. Oh, crikey. We got ourselves a baby hornet. This spider's from the outback. I reckon it's time we put it in a cage. I don't know. Whatever Steve Irwin would say about spiders. Oh, she's a beaut, isn't she? Alright, jump off the ledge. Cling grip around. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. And then like, boom. And then you're gonna go float. We float too. I love the excessive spider webs of this area. If you don't like spiders, this ain't it for you, I imagine. Alright, fall all the way down. Recognize this, potentially. Also, while I'm thinking of it, you know the tents that the seamstress and the pinstress are in Silksong that kind of look like these tents? I'm pretty sure the DLC is going to include their dead sister. I saw a video breaking it down, and like I never thought about it, but there is the dead one where Grohl the Great is, that tent that's broken, the green one. That's like the dead sister, and I don't know if she is actually dead or not, but there's a lot of lore to back up the fact that Pinstress and the seamstress like miss each other, but like they had a falling out. But I don't know. It's just, it'd be interesting to see more of that fall into the DLC. I don't think that she'd be like our enemy or something, but I think like I could see her being the upgrading person in the DLC. All right, so after that, we can make our way over to the right. And don't worry, I'll point out when the wing molds are coming. So far, it's just run and survive. Also, you have infinite lives, like, you know, you can fall off. It's fine. Imagine they put like a secret wall on like one of these. It's got like a super rare item. Remember this, guys? If you played Hollow Knight, you'll recognize the bees. The bees in the trap. Oh no. I don't know, did you guys like the bees? I think I prefer the ants from Silksong more than I liked the bees of Hollow Knight. The bees are cool, but like, I don't know. I think the ants are way better at like just the look and the lore of like how they're in a hive. I think, or not a hive, the bees are in a hive, but the ants are in like a hive as well. And I like the like how they protect the queen, just like the bee. So I like that they always pick these, like, the insects that are like hive mind, basically. And they have them as, like, the main enemy of a certain area in each game. But personally, I think the ants translated better to this game. I also liked how the little ants took all the body parts away every time you killed an enemy. So I don't know. I think the detail for the ants was cooler, but I'm curious if you guys liked the bees more, or did you like the ants more? If you're a OG. All right, so do that. Oh no, I completely missed. Thumbnail, maybe? Is that a thumbnail? What do we think? No, she's in the middle. The text is on the middle. Ooh, this is a good thumbnail right here. Okay, hang on. Okay, cool. I've done my best to try not to spoil the bosses in each thumbnail in case somebody watches, but anyways, this is a wing mold. You're not going to be able to kill it, but you do need to hit it, and here, hang on. Anyways, as long as you hit it once, it should unlock, but I'm paranoid, so you need 10 for the journal. I'm going to go ahead and just bounce off of it 10 times, just in case, but I'm like 110% positive that you don't have to do that. But if you're paranoid like me, because this is a one-time thing, you cannot come back to the red memory. So in order to do it, I'm going to basically do 10 of these just in case. I don't know. I don't want to take any chances, so I'm not saying you have to. I'm just saying it's not a bad idea. Like, better safe than sorry. But just by opening them, it should trigger. And I'm pretty sure that it's just, as long as you bounce on one, it'll unlock. But it is missable. I felt really bad. There's a guy in the thing that, like, I guess he, like, floated above those guys or something, but he missed it. I don't know if with updates, because, you know, they changed it to where now, like, when you beat a boss, it'll automatically fill out the journal if it's, like, a one-time enemy. So I wonder if now it'll just give it to you as long as you have one or whatever, but I don't know. Either way, just bounce on these. And, yeah, it helps if you, like, hit it a couple times. So, like, I don't know. Just make sure you kill it as much as you can. Because this is the difference of you getting the trophy or not. So, I don't know. I think that'll suffice. Oh my god, guys, it's the Path of Pain! The spikes are back! The wing molts are back! This is a really tame version of it, but close enough. But yeah, that's the only time the wing molds are there, so definitely make sure that you trigger those. And I would advise getting them at least 10 times, just to be sure. Blah, blah, blah. Am I right, guys? Who cares? Who freaking cares, dude? Like, grow up already, Hornet. Gosh. I used to have a friend that did that. Like, no matter what movie or game or anything that I was like, if I was really into it and 99% of the people would be into it, he would put that down. All right, so obtain the Everbloom. This is a trophy. It's going to give you the Remembrance trophy. And this will also be the last item in our 100% journey. But yeah, you will pop Remembrance. But yeah, my friend, if it's like God of War or something, you know, where every single person's like, this is a great game, you'd be like, I don't give a fuck. It's like I hate people that can't get into anything, or they think it's like not cool enough to get into something. Those people are boring. But anyways, more importantly, we have 100% guys. We did it. We have 100%. But that's not enough for us, is it, guys? We need more. So the Everbloom is the last item in the game. But now you have the option of going and beating the final boss in the Abyss, or you can go and unlock the last couple mementos. So I think you already know what we're going to do. Let's see if we got it. 235 out of 235. Let's go. You can finally take a breath. There it is. Wing mold. Again, I'm like 99.99% sure that as long as you hit 1 when you're in the memory, it would unlock. But just to be safe, go ahead and hit like 10. Do what I did just in case, because God forbid you like miss it and you get out of there and it's like 9 of 10. That would suck, right? Because now you can't get the memento and the trophy. So that would just really, really suck. But if you've done everything correct, you should be at 100%. You should be at the 235 out of 235. And so far we've had the Guardian memento and the Surface memento. And so that's that. So now, one more trophy on our horizon for now, and then it's the endings. But now we want to go over to New, who's going to be so freaking proud of us. So go to Greymore. You already know where we're going. And this should unlock the True Hunter. So the True Hunter trophy is for getting all of the journal filled out and getting the Hunter's Memento or whatever it's called. I think it's called True Hunter, the Memento, but we'll see in a second. Oh, New. Hello.
That's fine.
Hunter's Memento. So that's for getting all of the journal entries. And you should be able to pop the True Hunter trophy right there. It's the end of an era, boys and girls. It's the end of an era. Bye, New. I kind of miss New. All those creepy flirting moments that she had, but there's something special, you know? Now we have the Hunter's Memento. So that's 3. I just figured, after all of our hard work, we might as well have a drink at the bar before we head out. All right, barkeep, it's been real. Let's sing our song out. Wait, the last nectar is his song. That's funny. All right, buddy. I'm gonna go slaughter some enemies, guys. So it's been real. Thanks for the hospitality and setting me up in the basement to almost die. But otherwise, it's been real fun. Okay, yeah. Now we're gonna go to the far fields. We're gonna get the other memento, which is the secret race. Yeah, you definitely want to make your peace with all these people, because it might just be the last time you see them. Alright, so we're going from the Bellway. We're going to go up to Pilgrim's Rest. Yeah, there's just something about the ants that I really like. The bees, like, they were cool and all. Like, they had a cool lore and all, but I think the detail of the ants... Oh, now I'm going to kill you. I was going to let them go, but then they had to attack me. And try to take my beads. But yeah, there's just something about the ants I think that work really well. So I'm curious, like if when they make a third game, what hive creature they would have, because bees and ants, like what else is there? Like maybe like termites, but that's kind of too similar to this game in my opinion. I don't know. I'm curious, like what other animal or insects could you guys see? Because it seems like at this point they've kind of established their tropes. By the way, we're going all the way to the right where we raced that guy. But it seems like they've established, like, okay, we can expect some sort of companion that's like the subway, you know, the bell eater or the trolley. Is that what it, can't remember. Okay, can I jump or what? There we go. But yeah, they've got the like the bellway stations. They've got the trope of like the upgrade person being like the you know, the forger kind of person. I feel like the NPCs, like when you see them, you're like, oh, I know that you're the nailsmith or you're the whatever. And I feel like they've really done a good job at like building up the tropes, like the mask maker's the guy with the lore and all that, to where you can come to expect it. But there's commonalities in both games, like a lot. And I like that they've continued out like the certain types of enemies. So I'm curious, like when they run out of ideas on like the types of enemies, I wonder what they'll do. But that's for Team Cherry. But anyways, now that we've done everything, you're only going to get this race if after you've turned in the hearts. That's the only time that this spawns in. So this is going to be 6 laps instead of 3, except it's a lot easier. Or sorry, it's like the same race, so you should already have it. And this will give us another memento. Oh, he got the early start. That son of a bitch. My goal here is to never even let him join the lead here. That's 1 lap. Is my man laughing? Like... That's the hardest part right there. If you can get that jump, then you'll have it, no doubt. At least it's not the flea dodge. Am I right, everybody? Everything seems so much easier once you're done with that. This man's been training this whole time, and we're just making him look silly. We're making him look like a silly little goose. Oh, you've almost got me, sir. Psych. Oh, no. No, you don't. All right. Hell yeah. How was that training, sir? Oh, you came in last place? I didn't even notice. Anyways, that will give us the Sprint Master Memento. I'm going to go ahead and say no. I've got more important tasks like saving the world, sir. But yes, now we have the Sprint Master, Hunter, Guardian, and Surface Memento. So let's see. Now we're going to head out to Bellheart. Can I travel from here? Dude's going to sing us out, apparently. We're going to go to Bellheart. We're going to turn in everything. go ahead and pick up our 400 beads. Let's go. 6,000 beads. All right, this is where you need to like plan like Bruce Wayne before he goes out at night as Batman. We're gonna get a nice good old sleep before we go and fight the final boss. But I wanted to show the desk, so you'll see that we have everything that we need now. So I'll quickly go over these. The Sprint Master was for the race. The Guardian was for beating the Festival of the Fleas with Seth. The Hero was for doing the Hero's Call Wish with Lost Garamond. Hunter's Memento for finding all the enemies in the thing. Conjoined Heart is... I'll go over that in a second. But then we have Grey Memento for beating the Wanderer at the Edge, or Watcher of the Edge in Blasted Steps, Sands of Carrick area. That's for beating him. The Surface was to, you know, do the entire Path of Pain climb at the top of Cradle. And then we have the Craw Memento for beating the Craw Father boss in Crawl Lake, using the Craw summons. Now the Conjoined Heart is going to be, because, you know, the hearts we collected, if you're wondering, I forgot I didn't even have the thing equipped. After the memory, it resets you, by the way, after the red memory. But anyways, the 4 hearts that we had collected, you only need 3. So whatever the last one is that you collect is what goes in your mementos. So that's how that works. But yeah, you'll see, like, we got the last 4. So for me, the Conjoined was the last one. But if I'd picked up these 3 and then this one would have gone in, the Pollen Heart. So whatever you want your last one to be, make sure it's the last heart you collect. If you only pick up 3, then it'll be the 3rd one. But yeah, now we've completed out this. This is every single material. So I'll go over this in case you guys are wanting to go get it yourselves. This should be the entire list. We have all the relics. We have all the cylinders. And we have all of the mementos. So that is everything in that. If you have any questions on something and if you're missing something, feel free to leave a comment and I will... I'll get back to you guys on like what you might have to do or something. But you'll notice above my head right now, we have our mementos are on the wall. So you'll see that. And whichever heart you have, it'll have different like effects and stuff. So that's what you get to look forward to. We can show off our steezy little, our little badges. So that's pretty cool. But that is kind of the home. The home is complete. Our golden bell has served as a wonderful home for us. We are fully upgraded. We've turned in all the relics. We've also done all the deliveries. So if you haven't done the last couple of deliveries, if you wanted, you could do it. But I've shown them all at this point. And, you know, all of our wish boards are clear. And all of our shops are now clear. So this is kind of like, that's it. You know what I mean? Like, we're done. All right. Yeah, so we're at 100% with 235 on the enemies. So that's what everything in your inventory should look like if you're hoping for this trophy, the 100% completion trophy, as well as the secret ending and the true ending. If you want all of those trophies, this is what it should look like, right? As far as the maps, here's everything there. And now, whenever you're ready, you know, at this point, just so you know, whenever you beat the final boss, it's going to load you back in right before you beat her at the bench in the abyss. So if you're like, oh no, I didn't get to do something, you can always backtrack and go do it. Now, as far as the trophy, obviously you'll need to like do it and then complete the boss again, I think. But I guess the point I'm trying to make is like, you're not like totally locked out of it. Also, if you're wondering, like, you could make a backup save before the boss, and then that way, if you're dying a lot, if you're like, oh, I'm at 29 hours and 50 minutes, I gotta beat it, you could make a backup save at that point too. But I have a plan for our 3-hour or our 5-hour speed run and also the 30-hour. I'm gonna basically combine them into the same run, but I'll go over that when we're done. But right now, let's focus on beating the final boss, shall we? So you can talk to Forge Daughter. Let her know that you survived the fall. Alright, now her companion Marrow, we are going to go find. head to the left here. Again, I'm right here on the map. Ow. Use this steam room. It's a good brooding place. Alright, we're just going down. And to the right. All the way back to the right where the diving bell was. So right here, that's how you enter the final stage. But first you can actually come up here and speak to the boy. And he hits a funny dialogue. I'll let you kind of read it. I like that he's like, oh shit, you survived. We're like, not thanks to your bell. And he's like, ah, it's fine. Alright, so do that. Also, he has a cool song, by the way. Yeah, so you get it. But for a man that barely spoke the entire game, now it's cool to get his song. But alright, we're going to go into the bell. And we got to speak to him from in here to let him know we're ready. And that'll shut the door. And now we can travel. The face of a true warrior. Going to meet our fate. Well, well, well. Looks like we've arrived at the abyss once again. This time we're all leveled up. And I'm all out of jokes. Looks like all we got is jokes and kicking ass, and I'm all out of jokes. What's the saying? It's like a dumb saying. It's like he like messes it up on purpose. I can't remember what movie or whatever that's from. I remember he like messes up. I can't remember even who said it, but like they messed up the normal version of that. Is it Anchorman? I can't remember. Ow. Game, I'm just trying to go through the world here. I'm not trying to, like, get slimed on. Alright. The final bench. Alright everybody, so let's go over the build for this boss that I'm going to recommend. There's two builds, one that's like our normal build, our basic build, and what I've done is I've swapped out for the polyp pouch to make our cogflies poisonous, plus doing damage, so that's pretty nice. Plus they can fight for you, you know, like, and it's not that bad. And then our standard equipment here as well. So nothing too crazy. Just the only difference here is that we took off the weave light and put on the polyp pouch, which, you know, gives us poisonous tools. So that's your basic normal one. Now, if you want to be cheeky and you want to get a little wild, go ahead and swap to the architect build. Take off the injector band and instead put on the quick sling. And my goodness, is this a build? So, you know, if we haven't used this build, this is the really aggressive build. And so I would recommend this if you want to just be absolutely aggro and just do, you're in charge of this boss. Basically, the way this one works is, you know, whenever you have this, you can craft bind by using silk instead of your, like if I want to use a tool, I can pop it, and then if I want to replace it, I can use the up arrow and the bind key, and it uses my silk to then replenish my tools. So I'm sure you can start to see where infinite health, infinite cogflies, infinite conch shells can get a little carried away, right? So that's where this build really comes in handy, and then using the Druid's Eye to replenish your silk as well, kind of like what we did for Carmelita's boss, definitely goes pretty well together. And then on top of that, we're using the quick sling, which then doubles the amount of tools that we throw. So the way you would play this is essentially you're using the cog flies are just like always around you, and then you're gonna pop your heals as much as you can, and then you use the conch cutters as like your aggro tool. So basically it's like pop these two all the way, and then you're using this strategically while also fighting her. And anytime you get hit, you get more silk back, and you create a crystal clone of yourself that does damage. So pretty much like you're never not punishing the boss. All right, so I went with the Wanderer build is what I went with. And so far, I think this will be my third attempt, I believe, third or fourth. I've made it to the very end each time. I keep messing up at the very end. But this is the one, I bet. This is the one. I'm just not very good with the tool build, so I just too much to keep up with in my opinion. But if you are good at that, it's a really OP build. I would just rather rely on the jumping skill. So anytime she goes in the air, we go right below her. Otherwise, it's mostly like a side-to-side attack. So that one, whatever direction she goes in on the last one, that's the direction you want to go opposite of. So right there, she goes left, I go right. And that you'll always avoid whatever she's doing. Whenever she parries, just go above her. But anytime she's in the air, if you go right below her, you'll never get hit by her. So right there, I go left, and then I get ready to hit her. And just like that, we're making a fool out of her. Now, this is where you gotta start being a little careful and like keeping an eye on Lace, because she likes to hide in the tar. So try to keep an eye on like what she's doing. And boom, we are at full health going into phase 2. Nothing crazy about it. But yeah, just get underneath her and then always just kind of like memorize her like 2 or 3 moves. But once you get that, that's easy. Now phase 2, it's the same attacks from her, just the arena is now, as you can see, working against us. But otherwise, she's the same. The hard part's like you'll lose sight of her. So try to always keep eyes on Lace. So I'm gonna... what? Yeah, she's cheeky like this. I'll start using my abilities. After that move, she always slams down. Just give her some space. She's gonna slam down, and then just watch out. Oh, I did not see the third one coming. Just pop your cog flies, by the way. Let's go! Cogflies for the win. Get out of here, Lace, you silly goose. Good job, Cogflies. I love you. I love you. Oh, hello, Lace. All right, here's important. You got to pick her up and then dash out. We're saving you, Lace. Come on. Yeah. Let's go. Onward to platinum. All right. I'll let you guys enjoy this. Sister of the Void. I saved it for you guys to pop it on this playthrough. Plus the other trophies. All right, here we go. Here we go. Who's that? It's a bird? It's a plane? No, it's the Mr. Mushroom. Let's go. Epic. Totally worth all that effort. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. And that'll give you the Passing of the Age trophy. Confirmed you can absolutely pop them in the same run. That was speculative. Well, well, well. Would you look at that 100% and the trophy pop? Isn't that looking pretty, guys? Isn't that looking just fine? Damn, you could see the amount of time it took me. All the extra recording and making sure that the explaining really adds up, you know? But anyways, that is going to wrap up our first playthrough. So let's get back to the menu and go over what's next in our walkthrough. I wanted to quickly mention there are a couple things that I never showed that you could do for like bonus lore. So if you ever come to the Mask Maker up at the top of Mount Fae, you can actually charge attack or just keep attacking him, and eventually his mask will fall off and you can get lore about the world. He's basically the infinite source of all lore. I've mentioned this a few times, but I just wanted to show it like what that actually looked like whenever you do that. And you can do it throughout the game as well for further information. So every time you come back to him, he'll have like a new mask and you can keep breaking it off. So this is what that looks like. Once his mask is off, he tells you everything he knows. And like I said, you can just keep doing it over the course of the game. So I wanted to showcase that. And then there's one other thing that I wanted to showcase. And again, both of these can be done after you're done with your game. You can load back in and get this if you'd like. But yeah, I just wanted to have some honorable mention things as far as like the 100% doing everything. The last honorable mention here on terms of things to do in the Underworks, kind of in the middle above Wisp Thicket, that like long vertical. Another thing to do in the game is to go back and check on Loam here in the Underworks. He's going to be in between like Wisp Thicket and Whiteward on the map. He's in that upper room. But yeah, he was the guy that was running on the treadmill. And, you know, we can get some extra lore from him. That's another thing. I also, I didn't do it, but I did mention way back in the beginning that you could run on the treadmill. It's kind of funny. If you sit there, there's like a gauge. If you sit there and do it long enough, you'll end up getting one singular bead. It takes like a while to run the treadmill, that you just like run in place for a while, and then eventually you'll get your reward, which is like one bead. So it's pretty funny. But yeah, this is a sad fate. His lore tells you about how he basically died doing what he loved, you know, working day in and day out with no pay. So anyways, that's the other honorable mention, the Mask Maker and Loam. And now let's head back to the main menu. And with that, that's going to wrap up our first main playthrough, where we got everything done in one playthrough, except for obviously the 2 speedrun trophies. I'll be going over what the plan is for that in just a moment. But first and foremost, I wanted to say a huge thank you to everybody that's watched and supported this walkthrough. Since the beginning, it's been incredible to see the overwhelmingly positive comments in the chapters. I'm from Call of Duty Zombies, so it's very toxic over there, and I'm not used to having people actually like be nice. So it's been actually a really cool experience for me as well. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this walkthrough. I hope it helped you. And I've thoroughly enjoyed making it, despite the fact that it's incredibly tedious and I haven't slept more than like 2 hours a night for the last 3 weeks. But it's been fun. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. As much as it's been frustrating at times, it's been a very fun process, and you guys have been a huge help. So I just want to say thank you, and I look forward to whatever game I make a walkthrough next, and I hope that you guys are sticking around, and I'll see you guys in the next game. But yes, now that we've completed the first playthrough, I wanted to go over the plan for the speed runs. So I'm still making a decision, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to combine them into the same run. And I'm thinking I'm going to show you guys how to get the 5-hour run. And then once we beat the main boss, we can reload our save file and backtrack and go get the 100%er. And I think we can do it that way, and it'll be really efficient to get it done in one single run. Again, I might not, but I think that's going to be the best way to do it. So I'll let you guys know. But either way, the next thing I'm going to work on is for sure the 5-hour speed run. I'm going to take a day or two off and actually get some sleep, and then I will upload. No matter how I do it, I'm going to upload one video that just goes through the entire 5-hour run. Obviously, it'll be less than 5 hours, but I'm going to upload one single video of just that entire run. And then if I decide to do the 30-hour speed run after that in the same playthrough, I'll load into it. Otherwise, I'll start a new game. But basically, the 5 hours is going to be one video, and the 30-hour segments are going to be chapters just like we've been doing. However, obviously, we don't have to do nearly as much stuff as we've done in this game, and I'm going to be skipping like all the secret rooms and things like that. We're just doing the most bare bones thing that gets you the 100% in that speed run. So that's kind of the plan, and that way you guys know what's going on. Just give me a couple days, and I'll be working on the 5-hour in a couple days. But I am going to take a nice break for just a day or two, and then we'll pick right back up, and that way we all get our platinum trophy together. So in the meantime, you have the save file with Lost Lace. You can just load it and practice that boss fight, try out different builds. Now that you're done with the game, the save file will put you right before the boss. So that's something you could be messing around with, or you can go get the mementos if you skip those or something like that. But either way, I'm excited to get started on the next playthrough so that we can get even further in our trophy grind for a Hollow Knight Silksong. But if this is where you're jumping off at, I just wanted to say thank you. And if I don't see you in the next videos or the next game, just know that I appreciated everything that you guys did to support this walkthrough. And I hope that you guys have a great day. So thank you. My name is Absoulem, and I'll see you for the 5-hour speed run.